During the overnight session, there was a strong bullish rally up, and just as fast market sold off strongly and took off all the buying pressure. When I see a strong push like that, as a technical trader, what I need to do, I need to identify the trend line, because I want to see price fit nicely inside this trend line. And since I'm not relying on any indicator, I'm relying on the price action on the chart. The trend line is a tool that is going to help me to identify the structure. There was a break of this downtrend working lower, and according to trendline rules, I'm not anticipating market to reverse. I'm anticipating market to continue in its direction that is bearish to create a new low. And there was a new low that was formed of this entire move down. There's a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. This pattern is a two-legged pullback back to the exponential moving average. Market likes to move in twos. Two-legged pullback with the proper trend at the proper key entry point is a high probability setup. There was the break. New extreme is about to be tested. We didn't really reach a new extreme yet. So that makes me to believe that I'm still going to reach a new extreme. For that reason, I'm not really thinking about buying just yet. I expect one more push down to a new extreme, and then I expect to get a potential failed breakout opportunity, because this is looking like a support, like a key level. This is looking like a trading range. There is no clear trend, and I would expect for the breakout to fail and rally up from here. The market has created a two-legged pullback back to the exponential moving average, which serves as a key entry point. But as you guys can see, there's an increase in volatility caused by the news. And once the news are announced, I generally don't tend to trade, because you can get a lot of slippage on your orders. And it's always better to be patient and sit on the sidelines. Even though this is a two-legged pullback and we still expect for price to create new extreme, I cannot pull the trigger right here, nor the signal bar is, good at all. The signal bar is still really bad. It's already way too big. Half of the body is a bullish stem, so I'm just sitting here patiently waiting, potentially if I get a lower high, so I can continue selling in the second leg to a new extreme, something like that. I'm just going to copy it and put it at the bottom here. Quickly resuming video, as there is a failed breakout opportunity. We quickly pushed above this bullish bar right here, and I'm waiting if we can get a trigger, little one tick back to fill my limit order. I'm going to move my order like this. Right, we got film. So I'm going to move my stop loss one tick below this bar. I'm going to go for 7 ticks because I'm using a stop order. And wow, that was quick. First trade for the day, very quick. So it was a failed breakout trade, and I just got instantly stopped out. But I was looking at the downtrend, break, and a new extreme form. I was expecting for price to create a second leg to a new extreme from this point on, but we made additional move up. So this is the second leg continuation to a new extreme. This is a strong key level, strong support. And when price breaks below strong support in a trading range structure, I'm expecting for this breakout to fail, at least temporarily. I'm expecting a small little pullback. We can continue pushing lower, but there's a high chance that we're going to push back into trading range. This is such a nice bullish bar, and take a look how far we are from exponential moving average. For that reason, I assume that we're going to pull back, and there may be additional higher low entry, but right now I'm sitting and I'm waiting how the price is reacting. So this was the first trade for the day. I love these failed breakouts in a trading range before the market opens. US stock market opened a couple minutes ago, and we are right now hovering around the exponential moving average, which tells me that this is an indecision. There's a short-term option working higher, nicely fitting off the lows. There's a little break and a new extreme form, and price retested the breakout area we initially broke from, and now it's being retested. You guys can see that after a new extreme is formed, we expect this bullish uptrend to be over. However, the EMA is being completely flat. We are stacking alongside and working just sideways, and the bias is right now not clear. We haven't moved too far below this key level for me to consider this as a strong valid downtrend, but I'm not looking to go long just yet. For that reason, I'm just sitting here patiently and waiting if a good high probability setup appears, because high probability setup doesn't happen every minute. It takes time to develop, and for that reason, I don't want to be jumping the gun. So right now, I'm just sitting here throughout this indecision. All right, I'm resuming the video for a bit as the price still keeps going sideways, and there is a failed second entry long pattern that is forming that is very, very tempting. There's a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure below exponential moving average, while the uptrend has a break at a new extreme, and we're coming from the breakout area. However, price is getting extremely stacked here. You guys can see how the exponential moving average is exactly in the middle of these bars. and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars stacked right next to each other. This is a congestion, and this is an area of consolidation where it is a clear indecision, and I cannot take entry even though it is extremely tempting. I really want to go short, but I have a rule that I don't trade in these congestions, and for that reason I cannot take this. Even you have a confirmation lower high of this failed second entry long, if we trigger below this bar, we're really going to trap a lot of longs, and we're going to continue keep pushing lower. But I have a rule, I cannot trade in the congestion, so I'm just sitting on my hands patiently and waiting here. Perfect context wise setup, failed second entry long. Unfortunately, even the lower high was good, unfortunately it was too stacked that I'm following my rules, and I cannot really justify taking this entry right here. But overall, context wise, this was a decent setup. Current structure is a strong bearish downtrend. We are making series of lower highs, lower lows, and this swing combined with this swing set up the trend line, and this third swing confirmed the trend line. If you copy this trend line and you put it at the bottom like this, it is a copy. The trend channel line is confirmed nicely off of these two swings as well. So exponential moving average keeps pushing lower, and this is going to be the key entry point that I'm going to be paying attention. There is no trigger higher to create a second entry short. If I get a good second entry short, I will sell it at the EMA preferably, but there was no trigger higher for me to sell this second entry short, and we're already quite at the low of the move. I want to see a little bit more of a correction. So but right now bias is bearish. This was the trade that we talked about, and I didn't see any other entry after that. There was a confirmation of the trend line, but no lower high or failed second entry long below EMA to confirm the bearish bias. We just strongly sold off, and you don't want to be chasing the market all the way down these lows. You want to be buying at the corrections. All right guys, I'm quickly resuming the video as I'm going to enter a second entry short on a 2500 tick chart. I'm going to keep my runner at these lows, and what I'm looking at new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. But I didn't like entering short below this bearish bar just yet, because there was a strong bullish correction and almost created a micro double bottom. But once I saw a nice bearish bar on 2500 tick chart, which confirmed the bearish momentum, this is why I like dropping my limit order in, and the EMA keeps holding price. You guys can see this is the first leg, pullback, second leg to exponential moving average, and I just like to wait for that little bit of a correction, and we got out. Perfect. So this is a two-legged pullback, high priority setup at the EMA. I forgot to show that our runner was instantly stopped out on this big bullish bar. There was a scalp was made right here, and the runner got instantly stopped at the break even. I always move my runners at the break even because I don't want to risk any money on the table. Runner is just a bonus. But right now you guys can see this was a little congestion. There was a little failed breakout and a little failed breakout to the upside, but high probability setups don't happen that often, so I'm just now waiting and what's about to happen. I'm not interested in the second entry short if it forms right here. This is not a strong entry just yet because we just had one and we pushed a little bit above EMA. EMA is getting a little bit flat, and overall I'm just not going to be interested in taking this second entry short just yet. Bias is still bearish, the downtrend is still intact. We didn't even have the break of the downtrend. All right guys, there's a second entry short forming, and I don't want to miss this trade, so I entered as the big bar is forming. I'm going to go for 8 tick target profit. There's a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long failure, and also micro new low, first entry short pullback, second entry short right here. And we are bouncing off my exit order, but we need a couple more ticks, and we finally bounce off of here. Perfect. So once again, we're coming very quickly back to get our runner, and we may get stopped out on our runner again. We're not getting lucky with runners today. Let's see. And they got our runner again. We are at the low. There could be a micro double bottom like this. This is a series of downtrend trading range, downtrend trading range, downtrend trading range, but this is a bearish bias in this. So even though price is forming trading ranges, we are pushing down into the trading range, so we're most likely going to break down. Okay, and there was an area of consolidation, horrible congestion right here. There's a move up, EMA is completely flat in the middle of these bars. This is the worst type of congestion. There was a lower high, there was a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but I didn't like this entry for the same reason I didn't like this entry. EMA in the middle of those bars, completely flat. EMA in the middle of those bars, completely flat. Horrible congestion, 10 bar stacked. There was a little failed breakout that was very close to confirming the trend line, but it was way too big, and you're back into the lows of the congestion, and most breakouts of these congestions will fail. And this breakout broke to the upside. So if we fade this congestion, we are fading it with the direction of the overall trend. This is good. If we broke to the downside like this, we are not interested in going long. We're not interested in fading. You know, we want to fade with the direction of a trend. And there was a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. new low, first entry short, second entry short, big bearish bar, EMA held price. It confirmed this trend line right here. Bearish structure was still strong, and this was my third trade for the day, and I'm going to wrap it up because it's not even 1 hour after market open. In 9 minutes is going to be 1 hour. Market opens in 15:30 in my country, and it is 16:21. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to take 3 trades, 3-0 for the day. Rarely lately I've been getting done so quickly. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did find it useful, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one.